going on, everyone? Thank you so much for coming back today. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day just to click on today's video. Truly means the world to me, so I want to say thank you. Another huge thank you to everyone, all the new subscribers that subscribed. I finally crossed the milestone of 1,000 subscribers, and it feels absolutely phenomenal. So a big shout out to you guys. Thank you. Today we're exploring an episode of My Big Redneck Wedding. Now, this originally aired on CMT in the late 2000s. Man, I used to love this show. It's a guilty pleasure of mine. It really never disappointed. It was always very entertaining because it's a redneck wedding. Now, it was hosted by Tom Arnold, which I didn't really care for at the time. I think Jeff Foxworthy would have been a lot better choice for this show. But regardless, it was still entertaining, and let's get into it today. Now, the basis of the show is just like the title says. It is two rednecks in love, just living on love, and just so happens that CMT is there to capture the big day for them. First, we meet John. John is 41. He has a paper route, and he still lives at home with his mom. Now, next, we meet Gail. Gail is John's fiance. She's 37, and she also has a paper route. So they both wake up at the same time and go to work. Here we see at 1:44 in the morning, Gail coming in there to wake up John to get ready for their paper route. Now, quickly into the adventure of them going out to deliver papers, John quickly has to use the bathroom. He has to take a number 2, and Gail has to find a spot for her to pull over so that way he can go in the woods. One thing about this episode you'll learn pretty quickly is John cannot control his bowel movements. So John goes to the bathroom quite a bit in this episode. Now, after Gail finds a spot for John to go to the bathroom in the woods, he quickly comes back to the car like a brand new man. His pants fit a little bit better. No toilet paper he took with him though, so who knows what kind of mess that is down there right now. While they're on this little drive, John asks Gail, "Where did you get your wedding dress?" And she quickly replies with, she ordered it off the World Wide Web.
I ordered it on the World Wide Web.
You would think this episode was filmed in 1997, but no, it's 2008. I don't think I've heard anyone say World Wide Web probably since Clinton was in office. And ladies out there, if you're watching this, drop me a comment down below. Would you or have you ever ordered your wedding dress off the internet without ever trying it on? I'm just curious to know the answer to this. This is the poll question of the day. I want to know. Also on this drive as well, Gail lets John know that she thinks it'd be very special if they was to write their own vows.
I think it'd be really special if we write our own wedding vows.
Now here we get a little glimpse into the relationship of John and Gail. They met back in 1989. Gail goes into how much of a romantic person John is. She tells the story about how John proposed to her. Now, let's see if anyone had on their bingo card that John spelled out the words, "Will you marry me?" in the road with his P. If you had that on your bingo card, go ahead and mark your little spot. Here we get a sneak peek 15 days before the wedding. They are getting married at Bargain Bill's Flea Market. You know this wedding's going to be freaking lit if you can buy a pack of Marlboros, play Big Buck Hunter, and shoot some pool all in the same place. Now, Gail's mom is not very thrilled about this, getting married at a flea market, but Gail says this is what she wants. Back at the house, John shows off the archway for the wedding, and he's super excited for this ideal that he has. And here comes our bingo opportunity number 2. Did anyone have on their bingo card that John was going to decorate the archway with beer cans? Yes, John has been drinking beer and saving the cans for months at a time, so that way he can decorate this archway with beer cans. And Gail is 100% on board with this. She lets John know very quickly that the top looks a little bare and could use a little bit more cans. Don't worry, John's on the mission. He's here to rescue the day. John is very much that guy that you see at a party that says, hold my beer, watch this. John's that guy. Now, you remember earlier when I said Gail ordered her dress off the World Wide Web? Well, guess what? The big day has come. The dress has come in. It's time to try it on. She's having a little bit of problems getting it on, and she looks at the tag and realizes they sent her a size 8. She had ordered a size 28, and she calls for John's help. John comes in there. He keeps telling her, take a deep breath. Take a deeper breath. And it's just not going on. I don't know how many breaths you can take, Gail. That dress is not fitting you, sweetheart. Now, here's where we skip ahead a little bit, and John and Gail go to their flower shop to pick out flowers for their wedding. Gail lets the florist know that she doesn't want anything too foo-foo. John quickly has a suggestion of how about we cut open these beer cans and we put some flowers inside there and have that as a centerpiece on the table. That slick mother effer has now convinced Gail that he needs to drink more beer so that way he can supply the whole wedding reception with beer cans. Dude, John is a freaking genius. Now, as they're leaving the flower shop, we see that romantic side of John come out one more time. Man, that son of a bitch, he's got it. He just gets out and pees Gail's name right in the middle of the street. And I gotta say, in cursive too, which is highly impressive to me. Now here we have John and Gail going out for a little bit of a date night. They go to the bowling alley. John quickly tells Gail, you guessed it, he's gotta go to the bathroom. So he sneaks off, and wouldn't you know it, that romantic side hit him on the way to the bathroom. He sees the claw machine over there and realizes, hey, that would probably be a great wedding gift for her. Let me go over and sneak and get it real fast. Now, quickly find out that John probably spent around $42, I would say. He just keeps feeding the quarter machine to get enough money to win this damn stuffed animal. And he just knows that this is just one more thing that he can check off the wedding list. Now, probably here is probably my most memorable part of this episode when I watched it back in the day. John is writing his vows. Now, I'm going to leave this part in its entirety so that way it doesn't mess anything up. This is pure gold. Him writing his vows, he's presenting it to his grandma, which is like probably the sweetest lady in the world. No matter what John does, she'll never see anything wrong that he does. But I absolutely love this part, his vows. It needs to be put on a t-shirt immediately.
I wish I could put your love in a locket because you're hotter than a hot pocket. We did it in the back seat. We did it in the zoo. I don't care where we do it as long as it's with you.
Yeah, you don't have to rhyme. Just speak from your heart.
Okay. Yeah, I was going to try to use fancy words, but I don't have a clitoris.
I'm not even going to touch that one. All right, it's 7:04. The day is here. It's finally happening. The day of the wedding. And I love this part too because, like I said, the sweet old grandma, she reminds me of a kid that is getting up for the day for the first time that they're ever going to Disneyland. He walks out in the living room. It's 7:04 in the morning, and Granny is dressed and ready to go. And as they're heading to the flea market / pool hall / gas station for the wedding reception, Granny in the back seat, like I said, just reminds me of a kid on their way to Disney. It's honestly the sweetest thing in the world.
It's 2 more hours. It's countdown time.
You don't have to remind me.
The rest of it is just a piece of cake.
I want some cake, John.
Now, Gail and John had to separate for the night, so that way they don't see each other the day of the wedding. Gail spent a night in the hotel room. She's packing up, and she's having a little bit of a struggle. I mean, you always forget something on your wedding day. All right, let's see who had this on their bingo card. Gail forgot to pack her teeth. If you're playing bingo with me, you're almost there. She gets to the flea market / pool hall / gas station and lets her future mother-in-law know that she has lost her teeth. She can't find her teeth anywhere. And as I think any mother-in-law would do, she offers her if she would like to borrow her teeth, which I think is, like, by far, welcome to the family. But wouldn't you know it, they find her teeth, crisis averted, the wedding can go on as planned. Good thing that someone packed accordingly because someone has brought some freaking Polydent to this wedding. Gold star for you. Now, as the wedding is getting started, we see John's groomsmen walking down, and wouldn't you know it, of course, they're dressed in John Deere t-shirts. We see the bridal party coming down, and yes, they have on Basset Hound t-shirts. I think wholeheartedly these t-shirts were on sale. Definitely on a rack, 2 for $15 or like 3 for $30. I mean, I want to tell you now, if you go to Buffalo Bills, you're going to get a deal. Now, the wedding goes off without a hitch. In most weddings, they release doves, but not in John and Gail's wedding. They release chickens. Sponsored by KFC. Now, here we get a wide shot of just all the food they had at the wedding, which I might add looks absolutely phenomenal. I will say that. John quickly whispers and says, "What happened to the Hot Pockets?"
Could just had Hot Pockets.
John wanted Hot Pockets at that wedding so that way he could set up the Hot Pocket vows. Man, he's freaking good. Now, as the wedding is coming to an end, what wedding would be complete without the bride and the groom's first bull ride? Now, after John and Gail's first bull ride, they decide to exchange the gifts they got for each other. And John pulls out the stuffed animal, and you would think that he bought her like a Tiffany ring. Man, it's freaking amazing. She gets him a bowling ball, and these two lovebirds could not be more perfect for each other. As John and Gail ride off into the sunset, pulling the archway of beer cans behind them, if you had to finish off the bingo card, if you had that John would have to stop and go back to the gas station and take a poop on your bingo card, go ahead and mark it down. You are a winner, and a winner at life, sir. But that's the episode. My big redneck wedding happened in 2008. Season 1, Episode 5, John and Gail, if you want to go check it out for yourself. But before I leave you guys, I want to say a huge thank you to everyone who subscribed, all the new subscribers. Get me over 1,000. Man, much appreciated. Thank you so much. I'll have my Instagram here on the screen below if you want to go give me a follow. I'll have it down in the description as well. Go give me a follow over there. Send me a message if you have a TV show or a movie you'd like for me to review on the channel. I would love that. Or just drop by and say hi. Last thing I need you guys to do before you leave, if you did like today's video, make sure you hit the thumbs up button down below. If you're not a subscriber and you do enjoy the content that I put out, make sure you hit the subscribe button down below. It's free, it's easy, and now beside that, hit that little bell notification and select all. And that way YouTube sends you a nice little notification whenever I upload a new video. But that's all I have for you guys today. Mom, I love you, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks, guys. Hey, if you want to watch another video, click here. If you want to subscribe, click over here. As always, thanks for watching, guys.